Victims of the all-powerful Sarlacc, the great Jabba the Hutt hopes that you will die honorably. Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I'm talking another Return of the Jedi video. Kind of about the Sarlacc pit, but not exactly. What I really want to talk to you about is this, the Desert Skiff machine vehicle thing that came out pretty much at the end of the Kenner line for Return of the Jedi stuff. And I managed to pick this up, and this has got a sordid little story attached to it. Now, you'll see Luke and all of Jabba's henchmen are standing by there. I could go into details about this whole scene from Return of the Jedi with the Sarlacc pit and this little mock-up I've got here, but I'm actually going to hold off for a future video. You're going to see, basically, this Desert Skiff vehicle dealt with a lot more clearly in that. So rather than talk about the boys and the pit, let's just concentrate on the vehicle itself. And of course, I have to do all of my Star Wars toy videos now with my Stormtrooper whiskey bottle standing by. So it is, let's pour ourselves a glass and talk about the Desert Skiff. Okay, yes, I gotta pour myself a stiff one here because this vehicle and the story attached to it is one of woe. So let me sink my sorrows in some Stormtrooper whiskey. And again, for those who don't know the whole thing, COPPA made it difficult for anybody who talks about Star Wars toys to discuss things without being marked safe for children. So I've decided to have a little shot of the old whiskey every time I talk about my Star Wars toys now. So cheers, and we would be honored if you would join us. Oh, look at that. I've already spilled some on the Sarlacc pit itself. Oh well. Not to worry. It's just brown paper. It'll soak it up. In fact, let's move the Sarlacc pit out of the way for now. The vehicle. So, as I pick it up, the fellows are going to all fall off. They're kind of just standing there loosely. Let's just move them entirely. I will talk about each of these guys on the skiff vehicle in the future. But let me tell you about the vehicle itself. So my first encounter with the Desert Skiff was actually not this vehicle itself. Kenner for a while was trying to kind of spread around the little figurine vehicle joy by creating fictional vehicles, among which they had things called mini rigs, where they had tanks and strange-looking aircraft and various things that you would think they look like they're from the movies and they're inspired by the movies, but they're not actually in the movies. And I did get one or two of those right off the bat, and then I discovered this is a bit of a sham, so forget it. And for the skiff vehicle, they had one that just contained this front section alone. And I saw that and I thought, okay, is that supposed to be Kenner's representation of Jabba's sail barge? Because that's sad and pathetic. Luckily, that was just, I guess, a one-off or what have you. Then I saw in the store this, the Tatooine Skiff vehicle. And I was like, okay, that's proper. That's actually in the film. We can actually see that happening. Luke and the various others are in trouble and are precariously balancing and fighting over the Sarlacc pit itself. This is from the movie. I will get this. Why is that such a source of pain and anguish and worthy of another drink for me? Well, I bought it and really enjoy it. But it was toward the end of my getting Star Wars stuff. You know, I'm in my teenage years now, and buying toys doesn't seem to be really a worthwhile, sensible pursuit, especially in the 80s. I mean, by today's standards, most collectors would be like, don't be ridiculous. Of course you want to collect these things. But for me, when I was a kid, this was like, am I going to continue to buy Star Wars toys as I'm turning like 17, 18 years old? Like, I think I'd rather go out on a date with a girl, to be honest. So this was one of kind of the last things I ever got. And I got it in its box, and we moved not long later to the UK, where this sat in its box for many years. And any modern-day collectors would be really gritting their teeth because this thing in its box is worth quite a lot of money nowadays. And I threw away the box when we moved back from the UK to Canada about 20 years ago. So I'm really kicking myself that this thing is quite valuable, and I kind of wrecked it because I did not keep any of its pieces. There's a few times that has happened to me where I thought, okay, these are just toys. These are not anything of much value beyond to myself, so why am I hanging on to the boxes for them? Oh well, now there's further tales of woe to this. I mean, I'm very happy. This is something that I have had a lot of fun with, as you will see in an upcoming video. But it's missing some parts, and I'm sure people who know the vehicle very well are going to tell me I've got a mishmash going on here, and that's true. When I moved back from the UK to Canada, I brought all my Star Wars stuff with me, shipped in various boxes. Some pieces here and there have gone missing. Now, I've been very lucky that through the power of eBay, I've been able to get some of them back. For example, these fins on the side here, they went missing. And these ones, you can probably make out there's like a weird level of kind of rust and a little more proper aging, patina, if you will, to this fin. And if I flip it around, that fin, let me make that out, yeah. Whereas the rest of the vehicle looks kind of just, you know, military green and not much else. This looks, the two do not look like they should go together, and in fact they don't. This is from the recreation of this vehicle from the 2000s, I think it was. I looked on eBay and I thought, right, I got to get this and I got to get the little railing here, so I'll just buy this off a replacement toy. It's not accurate, it's not the original, and I know that, but that's fine by me. I'm perfectly willing to just have whatever works to make my toy more whole. So I thought to myself, right, I'll just get the little railings next. That is turning into be an impossible task. I have looked on eBay. It seems like the recreation toy that these are from, nobody has this, which is driving me bonkers. Here's a picture of what it should look like and where it goes on the toy. Why is this so hard to get as a replacement unit? I don't know. It's just a hunk of plastic. And of course, people who want the original from the 1980s of this, they're willing to charge hundreds of dollars for those pieces. And I'm just like, okay, look, my desire to have my skiff restored to its original glory is strong, but it's not hundreds of dollars strong. So I'm not going to do that. So I've actually turned to maybe getting it 3D printed. A friend of mine has a 3D printer, and I've told him, look, it's basically just a ladder piece. Can't you just make something that these little spokes here are like 2 millimeters? If you could just make a thing that would clip on there, and then it's basically like a little railing. That's all I need. It's turning out to be tricky. I think what I might do is go when current travel restrictions are over. I might just go and take this with me and get him to 3D print something that will fit in that spot. So again, these are the sorrows of myself with my skiff toy. Much as I love it, it's been, well, I threw away the box. Now I can't get the replacement parts, and I have to 3D print a little ladder. Suffer with me. All right, so let's talk about what is cool about this vehicle. First of all, these little levers on the back that you can see Nikto here driving around and doing bits with in the movie, they actually perform a function. Here, let's take him out because he's going to fall. This little piece here, it does slide. They both slide back and forth. The one on the far end here retracts the landing gear. That's pretty cool. So now you can actually hold it and it'll float over the Tatooine sand and it'll look like it does in the movie. I really like that feature. The other one, and I'll have to hold it here, is if I pull this back, it will actually push out the piece that Luke is standing on when he is over the Sarlacc pit. Let's recreate that, shall we? Okay, so Luke is standing out on the plank suspended above the Sarlacc pit. Weequay is about to give him a shove, and you can see here the plank is extended. In fact, let's line it up like in the film. There we go. Luke is looking down at the maw of the Sarlacc pit. just like in the film, the original 1983 version. If I give this handle a little bit of a pull, you can almost make out it extends, and there should be the ability... Ooh, maybe I won't do it now. Yeah, okay, maybe mine's a little bit old, but basically the tip will actually move forward and bend. You know, let's get Weequay out of there too. Yeah, the mechanism, I guess it doesn't work anymore, but it used to actually, you can see there's a divider there where the little pegs are for the feet, but it would actually tip and drop Luke in, or whoever was in there would fall into the Sarlacc pit. I guess the years have taken their toll. The hinge is not quite bending like it used to, and I'm not going to force it. But yes, originally that little piece would actually, there would be a little retraction underneath at the final click of this lever, and it would actually make the thing bend. And another scene we could also recreate is Lando has now had his helmet taken off, and he's fighting with Nikto, and the guy on the Jabba's barge fires the laser cannon. We've got a little slot here. I don't know if you can make it out right there. If I flip that carefully, it's actually a little floorboard that causes them to get jettisoned over into the pit. There we go. Yeah. So now Lando is sort of going to be hanging precariously off the edge of the skiff. So there we go. That's my desert skiff vehicle from back in the day, which I opened up and took out of the box and threw the box away when things were starting to become a collectible. I have Frankensteined the rear fins on the back of it from other pieces, from other vehicles. I can't get the little railings for the middle part, but oh well, it's still quite a beloved vehicle of mine, and you're going to be seeing it in an upcoming video. So I thought I would showcase this one itself. All right, well, there we go. Cheers to that. I got a little drop left of my whiskey. So until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.